All right, next up.
The Holiday Bowl, number 15 Oregon versus North Carolina.
Expect some points in this one. Can't wait to get down to San Diego. In fact, about a week ago, I went down to San Diego and was around all of their volunteers. This is the game we'll be covering, by the way. This is on Fox, 8 p.m., the 28th. Gus and I have the call. Jenny will be back, which I'm excited for. But the over-under in this game is 71.5, at least, when we're doing this review. And that's the highest of any bowl game. These two offenses are really good, very powerful. These two defenses have not played all that well. So over-under super high. I'm inclined, by the way, to take the over in this game. This game, not unlike, I would say in the same vein as a lot of other games, there's some question marks about who's going to be in the lineup. So let's go through kind of each team. So Oregon 9-3, disappointing into their season. Obviously, they were up, 31-10 with about, a little over 3 minutes to go in the third quarter against their rival, Oregon State. And then Oregon State proceeded to not throw a pass the rest of the game and come back and beat them. Some questionable calls, by the way, from Dan Lanning, and he did that earlier in the year against Washington as well, and some fourth downs in his own territory. I think we're all glad that Gus wasn't on the call because his head would have exploded and then we would have had another analytics rant. And I don't know if I could have wiggled out of that one. So we'll see how it goes at the Holiday Bowl. Bo Nix does look like he's going to play, and I'm excited for that. I really like this Oregon team. I like Dan Lanning a lot. However, their offensive coordinator is moving on. So Kenny Dillingham gets the job, and I think it was a good hire, by the way. He gets the job at Arizona State. And so now they've gone and they've hired a guy that has been very under the radar, but very good at UTSA. A big reason why UTSA has been so good and had a great year, Will Stein. And so now Will comes in, and he's going to be the new offensive coordinator. And I think that that's a good fit, by the way. So he's going to replace him. I do think it's fascinating to me thinking about Bo Nix. He's been around forever. He still can play another year. So this team has the ability, at least in my estimation, to kind of build forward through this Holiday Bowl. And that can be an important piece to the prep. Nix had 42 total touchdowns. That was tied for third most in college football. They do have some opt-outs, though. Christian Gonzalez, their really good corner, he declared for the draft and has opted out. So that's someone that they're going to be missing in a game in which they're going to need a very solid pass defense when they're facing Drake May. So then you look at the opposite side in North Carolina. They went 9-4. And it was a really disappointing end to the season for them as well. They did not play well in their last few games. Mac Brown is going for, by the way, this is a really cool element to this game. Mac Brown now in 2 different stints at North Carolina, basically in his 14th season as the North Carolina head coach. He's going for his 100th win at the school, which is really cool. And I love Mac, and everyone loves Mac. So, good luck to him in that. Phil Longo and Jack Bicknell, they are headed out of here. That's the offensive coordinator and offensive line coach for North Carolina. I already told you in that last bowl, Longo's headed to Wisconsin. Both of them are headed to Wisconsin. So now Drake May is going to be sitting there, and he's going to be in the middle of a change of coordinator. He's the offensive player of the year in the ACC. Nobody threw the ball better than Drake May did down the field of throws 20 yards or more. And this is a guy that is looking at some really lofty records. Did you know he's only 348 total yards from breaking Johnny Manziel's freshman total offense record of a little over 5,100 yards? Like, this dude is really good. I can't wait to watch this game play out. Now, he is going to be without Josh Downs. I think Downs has been excellent for him, 2-time All-ACC wide receiver for them. He's opted out and declared for the draft. They've got other guys, transfer portal, Tony Grimes and Storm Duck, which, by the way, how does Storm Duck not play against the Ducks, right? We're just missing out, right? At that point, we're just totally missing out. Cameron Kelly, he's entered the transfer portal. It is interesting, though, and this is where like Mac Brown is just so great. He has told the guys in the portal actively, they can still play in the game. So Cameron Kelly has said he's going to. He's entered the portal, said he's going to play in the Holiday Bowl, said he wants to try to help the team get to a 10th win. And the way Mac Brown puts it is like, listen, if you do it right, if you're on the up and up about the transfer portal, then help us and we'll help you. And that's probably the way to navigate this thing, because the last thing you want to do is do it through animus. Okay, now both of these defenses, I just said this earlier, they struggled this year. They struggled. They gave up way too many points. And both of them struggle in a very key area for this matchup, which is getting pressure on the quarterback. I'm concerned about each of these defenses because Nix was only sacked 4 times. And that's an offense that if you let him just sit there, like they're going to be really good. You know that they're going to run the ball. Their offensive line is tremendous. I really like Oregon's offensive line and the way that they physically kind of beat you up, but then take shots. UNC, if you don't get pressure on Drake May, he's going to eat you up. I don't care who's out there. Like he's good enough that regardless of who's out there, a wide receiver, he's good enough to hurt you. So if one of these teams, well, listen, if neither of them can produce any pressure on the opposite quarterback, then one, take the over, and here we go. This is a game that I think is going to have a ton of fireworks. I can't wait for this game. I'm not going to give a pick because I'm calling it, but that's the key. Which defense can affect the quarterback the most and get to him, cause him problems, and then what are we going to have as far as skill position players on the outside after opt-outs and portal. So that's where that game is going to be won and lost.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoy that clip, make sure you click subscribe somewhere down here. From game highlights to exclusive interviews and rankings, we've got everything you need as a college football fan right here, College Football on Fox.